as you said earlier, it went very wrong in a Johnny Elliott way.
Yeah, poor old Johnny Elliott. You know, it is a sort of, you know, unfortunate thing for Johnny. He is one of the top drivers out there. He really is. When he's got the bit between his teeth, we've seen him win. We know he can win any race. He's a potential winner. But when his luck goes, it goes big time, and it's bad luck on bad luck, simple as that. So poor old Johnny Elliott bundled down to 9th. Ollie has to maintain fairness. He's got absolutely no choice but to bust Johnny Elliott out of the results there to last. And unfortunately, that's going to seriously impact on Johnny's campaign for this year. Very true.
I mean, it can take one major scuff. It can take one major incident to put you out of the running. Especially when, you know, gathering points, as we've been talking with Ruben and Matthias and everybody else earlier on today, that it is the key factor in making sure you progress to the business end of the championship.
And poor old Johnny Elliott, you know, any small incident ends up being major, it seems, with his kind of luck. So poor old Johnny. He's going to struggle in making the semis, but we'll see what his actual response is. Because remember, he has won a race. You know, he does have a fair ruck of points to call on. It just seems as though you know, it's real bad luck running this one. Anyway, we're moving on to heat number 8. So we've already gone through those a little bit. Just to recap: Oliver Bayani, Sean Riley, Callum Kirkpatrick, Lewis Nurse, Asim Akram, Rob Duma, Ruben Boutons, Gary Jones, Ben Churchill, and Kieran Gallagher. Now, Ruben Boutons, you'd have to say, was the likeliest winner. However, take Ruben Boutons out, and you'd have to say Sean Riley was the likeliest winner. So it's going to come down to one of those two in my book. However, who knows what's going to happen. Sean Riley, this is, I think, the first time this weekend he's actually been in a straight fight with the 3 times champion. And we'll see what he has to offer.
Yeah, definitely. And they're all doing their outlaps at the moment, pushing for qualifying. And it's going to be very interesting to see where people actually end up on the grid and whether Ruben sticks it on hold again.
Absolutely right there. It seemed that Ruben Boutons' outlap was the sort of lap that you see in top 5 for certain other people in other races. There's Rob Duma. That's a great shot of Rob Duma. Look at him go there. That's the Polish driver, that former speedway rider is Rob Duma, and he's been, I think he's only second and third.
And look at that.
Ruben Boutons, 32.9. That is a ballistic lap from the reigning champion. There he is, Ruben Boutons on screen now. There's the Dutchman. He's a 3-time champion here, and he's going to make it 4 as far as he's concerned. There he is, very cool and collected, Ruben Boutons. Someone's waving at him thinking, you jammy. I think that is in fact Sean Briley. Sean Briley's come in second. Sean Briley has done what he will have considered on any given day is a pole position lap at 33.0. That is stupendously fast, and even Sean can't believe it. He was looking around, waving at Boutons, saying, I just don't believe you did that.
And when you think about it, it's the first sub-33 qualifying lap we've had all day. So I'm expecting the pace from Ruben to potentially get even better.
Absolutely. If you look on the screen now, this is what the live feed is showing to those watching home online. There's Ruben Boutons, who's there just to the right. Sean Riley is talking to somebody, not entirely sure who it is. So maybe there's going to be a little bit of thought going on. Somebody pulling up behind Sean Riley. I think that's Gary Jones.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be Rob Duma now. Rob Duma, he's running 4th now, and that is about where we'd expect him to run. So with a little bit of effort, maybe we'll see him 3rd, possibly even 2nd.
Who knows? I mean, Sean Riley, I did actually see him sort of pump his fist a little bit, saying, yes, I've got into the top 2. Not quite beating Ruben, but you know, very, very good effort. I mean, let's put it this way: only 8/100ths of a second off Ruben's time. But it's going to be interesting, because I'm waiting to see what Ruben does, because he'll control the field. He'll probably do what we're doing, and they're just about to get rolling underway.
Here we are now. Ruben Boutons, he knows that was close. He absolutely knows that was close. He knows Sean Riley is a very, very serious threat. He also knows that Sean Riley is going to be pretty hungry, and there's a target on his back if there's nothing else. So they race away, and Ruben Boutons has not really got that much of a fantastic start. He's in the lead, but that's all he's got. He's had to be defensive into the snail. Sean Riley, there's Ruben Boutons around the snail with Sean Riley in the white helmet. We can see that's a great shot there, isn't it? It really shows. So here comes Ruben Boutons. Sean Riley leaning outwards this time, and Sean Riley is trying to hunt down the Dutchman ahead of him, who is a 3 times champion. Sean Riley decided he's had enough of these foreign boys taking our title. He's going to take the fight to the front. Ruben Boutons is just over a cart length, maybe 2 ahead But to be honest with you, we are dealing with Sean Brierley. Yes, we know how explosively fast Ruben Bouton is, and Ruben Bouton is really not taking any chances here. You can bet your life this is on the limit driving from Ruben Bouton. A dice with Sean Brierley, he has got absolutely no interest in whatsoever. He just wants to check out and be gone. Sean Brierley, they're already pulling away from Gary Jones. Look at the skill from these two up ahead. Yes, Ruben Bouton's pulling out a little bit. Sean Brierley really backing it into the corner there, sliding in 32.9 already. They're into the 32-second bracket already. An absolute incredible show. They are flat out.
Yeah, I mean, I know that I've got a feeling that Ruben is going to be putting it all on the line, you know, because he wants to take that fourth successive title. But Sean Brierley's got other ideas. He might be just over 0.2 of a second off the pace. I mean, but we'll see what happens. I mean, don't discount Gary Jones, Robert Duma, Ben Church. You know, I mean, Azim Akram has actually just gone down to 9th ahead of Oliver Bayani. But yeah, it's going to be difficult to call, really.
Absolutely. We were talking about penalties earlier on with Johnny Elliott. We could talk about penalties with Azim Akram because he's another one who's managed to get a penalty on his penalty earlier on, which is a sort of double whammy. Not only shoot himself in the foot, but got himself in the knee and the thigh as well. But meantime, we've got Ruben Bouton, who's coming out of the Snell section. Look at him go. This is one of the most coolest and collected drivers in the place, because you've got to be pretty cool and collected to be pulling away from Sean Brierley like this. 32.8, 32.9 by Brierley. Brierley tries to respond. Ruben Bouton responds with an even quicker lap. So there's Bouton. Here comes Brierley. As this is the Snell section we're looking at. Across the line, it's Ruben Bouton now. They're going to be arriving at the Snell any second. Here they are. There's Ruben Bouton, the Flying Dutchman. He's well in the lead now, as well in the lead as you could ever hope for against Sean Brierley. Look at the way he kind of leans out in the corner. Very much the European style of driving, trying to minimise the weight on that inside rear wheel. Sean Brierley is copying him. Sean is very, very good at picking up these things. He's going to match Ruben Bouton's for pace, and he's going to try and throw Ruben's own tactics and driving style right in his face, because there's no doubt about it. Sean Brierley wants this. He wants it bad.
We've also had Ben Churchill, I think, was the first guy to actually pit, which dropped him down to the tail end, Charlie. But look, the lap times, Ruben Bouton's has gone again, 32.728. Sean Brierley copying his style, really taking into account counterbalancing, is really helping the handling of these cars.
Absolutely. These beautiful shots, Alex, that we're getting now. Sean Brierley going through. You can see Brierley on his back. He's going to want Ruben Bouton's reading that, and he's going to want him reading it lots of times, isn't he? He really is. Now, Ruben Bouton's with the lead there. What's happening? Every time they go around, Sean Brierley manages to chip a 10th off in his pursuit of Ruben Bouton's. What's the response? Ruben Bouton's always chips another 10th off. He's that one step ahead all the way. Even though Sean Brierley's hanging there with him, piece by tiny little piece. Here he is. Ruben Bouton is pulling away, but Sean Brierley is not out of contention yet. You can never rule out Sean Brierley. He's one of the fiercest. Somehow, Sean is one of these people who just gets it done. He's vastly experienced. He's raced at world level, British level, even at club level. I've had to compete against him before, and I'll tell you now, he's a very tough competitor. If he can close in on Rubens, if anything happens at all, Rubens is going to have a serious fight on his hands, because Sean Brierley is going to be one of the toughest people he's coming up against today.
And we're edging ever closer to the first sub 32.5 lap with Ruben Bouton's doing a 32.686. Sean Brierley only a 10th behind, and they're actually quite comparable on lap time pace as well, James. Ruben Bouton did a 32.712, and then Sean Brierley did a 32.795.
Absolutely. It's almost like in terms of lap time, they're walking up a set of stairs, isn't it? The trouble is, Ruben Bouton's, with that extra 10 every time in hand, manages to be one step ahead of Sean Brierley. Yeah. That is the class of Ruben Bouton. That is why he's a three-time champion. He can take on people like Brierley and do this to them. Brierley is the biggest thing that Brierley's got in his favour now is he does not make mistakes. Everything he does, if he can do it once, he can do it again. If he can do it again, he can do it better. And that's what we're seeing here from Sean Brierley. Taking Ruben Bouton at this would be potentially the drive of the meeting by Sean Brierley, because look at the gap they've got on Gary Jones. This is what's happening. Sean Brierley's pursuit of Bouton is drawing clear Jones, who's actually racing ahead of Callum Kirkpatrick, who we know is no slouch. But there's Bouton. He's having to force the issue here. Record laps every time from these two. And
it looks like Gary Jones has just pitted as well, judging by his lap time. So Robert Duma now goes up into
we've got one in the pits as we speak. It's Lewis Nurse.
Lewis Nurse, who will now further drop. So that promotes Asif Akram to 7th. So Lewis Nurse comes out in 10th. But I think the thing is, this race is very reminiscent of Bouton's versus debates earlier on today. So it's going to be very interesting how this battle actually unfolds as we see it.
What happened there with Ruben Boots and Sandy Debates? We saw that Sandy Debates was able to virtually copy Ruben Boutens and actually ended up having an equal lap time with the Dutchman. So there's Ruben Boutens. Some fantastic pictures we've seen. There's Sean Bright. This really is great camera work, isn't it, Alex? Fantastic.
It's brilliant just to see how these guys are actually, how they're controlling the carts. Smooth inputs at the steering wheel, counterbalancing with the weights, which both Sean and Ruben are both doing with the European style. I mean, I've seen it multiple times before where karters will use that to their advantage to optimise the actual purchase that all four type. And there's not a great contact patch on these karts either, but they want to minimise understeer, oversteer, and just make it smooth and powerful coming out of the corners like Ruben is doing just now.
On these great pictures, those of you following on the internet with the live feed there, you're seeing one of the finest drivers. This is some of the finest indoor kart racing you'll ever see. We're really being spoiled by the camera work here, because we're able to see one of the world's top drivers right now in the world of indoor karting. This is Ruben Boutens, and we're seeing every little piece of work in fine detail. Ever so subtle movements, but occasionally, oh, a 32.5. Gosh, Ruben Booten, he realises that he can't play around with Sean Briley, and he's having to pull the pin.
No, he's pulled the pin on the grenade and let it fly, and he's really bringing his proper A game. And this is where we're seeing Ruben Boutens coming into his own. And Sean Briley, I have to give him credit. He's only 2 seconds off of Ruben, but it's going to be interesting to see whether he can. And Ruben has just gone quicker. A 32.569. We're soon going to be hitting sub 32.5s, I think, very shortly.
Yeah, this is about as close to rattled. Oh, in the pits, we've got somebody. That's the 15. Who's in the 15?
That's Kieran Gallagher.
Kieran Gallagher. Now, I was going to come on to Kieran Gallagher, but we're going to pick Callum. Who have we got? Callum Kirkpatrick, that's it, Callum Kirkpatrick. Now, Callum Kirkpatrick in third, look at that. He's doing fantastically, but he's 6/10 of a second after 2 leaders, such as their amazing pace. We've got a picture on the pitch there. Have we got someone coming in? No, not yet, not this time. Looked like someone's going to be coming in. Ruben Boutens is continuing on his steering way. Right, okay. So Ben Churchill has moved up a position. He's up to 7th now. Asim Akram has dropped to 8th. Kieran Gallagher 9th. Lewis Nurse 10th. Of course, these have been into the pits. Look at Ruben Boutens go. This is one of the most superlative pieces of driving you're ever going to see in an indoor rental car. You can bet your life those tyres are on the absolute limit of whatever grip they can offer to this concrete. It could be the most imperceptible slide. Too much slide, with that hardly any slide at all.
Yeah,
give it all away.
A little bit there coming into that hairpin, but he had the measure of it. And Ruben is consistently doing 32.5s. He's just done another fastest lap, a 32.541. Looks like Sean Brearley hasn't got any answer at the moment, and the gap is extending now to 2.9 seconds.
Absolutely, it does show just how seriously Ruben Boutens, the Dutchman, is taking the threat of Sean Briley. Of course, the pair are absolutely steaming away from third place. There's no one else in the race for the win apart from these two. But Ruben Boutens, Sean Briley, whoa, a bit of contact there with the 10.
That was Lewis Nurse going past Kieran Gallagher there, I think, for 9th.
Right, Lewis Nurse getting himself out of last. We've got someone in the pits now. It's the 20. The 20 is the 20. It's Asim Akram.
Yeah.
He's dropped to last in that one, but he has to make a pit stop. Anyway, here comes Ruben Boutens. Now, Ruben Boutens has been forced to drive at this incredible pace by Sean Briley. So it's a great run by Sean Briley to keep the pressure on to Ruben Boutens. He does not want to take any chances. Ruben Boutens wants a clear shot to the pit lane and to be able to come out. Another fastest lap, another record in this race goes to Ruben Boutens. Now, Ruben, he would have had it easy. He could make a pit stop and come out ahead of anybody in this race except Sean Briley. That's what's forcing the pace here, because Ruben does not want anything going on or anything going on.
Oh, there's a nice little battle here emerging between Lewis Nurse in 8th and Kieran Gallagher in 9th.
Yeah, we're watching Lewis Nurse. He's got Kieran Gallagher on his tail. Superb shot. There's Lewis Nurse there in the 10. Kieran Gallagher chasing him down. Now onto the back stretch. Is Kieran Gallagher going to make a move? No, he's just a little bit too far back there, Alex. If he could have been closer, move could have been on.
But when you think of it, I'm noticing a lot more of these drivers are employing the European style, leaning into the corners, and that was what Lewis Nurse was doing there. So he's Kieran Gallagher's right on his back bumper as they cross the finish line, going into the Snail Complex. Ruben Boutons, look at that, 32.514.
Every single lap, Ruben Boutons is setting a new record.
He's eking out. He's eking out 100th at a time. Just really, as you said, putting that car on the edge, and he's finding where the optimum grip is. He's really getting into his stride now with just over 9 minutes remaining.
Now this is interesting. We've got 9 minutes remaining. Ruben Boutons is catching the battle that we were looking at. Lewis Nelson, Kieran Gallagher, I think, and they really are a battle. They're not. They are a fight. That's a brawl.
That's the rumble in the jungle there, I think.
Absolutely, and they've got a pretty hefty jungle they're rumbling in, because here comes Ruben Boutons, yeah, he's working his way through, but this will have cost him now. Sean Briley surely will see this. This is why it's worth keeping the pressure on. Ruben Boutons kind of saying, sort of thanks, isn't he? I mean, I think Kieran did his best. He was in a fight. Lewis Nurse is going to be next on the hit list for Ruben Boutons to be working through. Now, Lewis Nurse, we saw him get the blue flag.
Oh, hang on. I think I've just seen, yeah, that was Callum Kirkpatrick, I think, has just pitted.
Kirkpatrick pits, Kirkpatrick. Well, no, it's Ruben Boutons.
Ruben's got in as well.
Ruben Boutons is in. Now, this is Sean Briley's chance. Is he going to come out in the lead? It's 15 seconds. I think Sean Briley's already been in the pits unseen by us. And Ruben Boutons continues in the lead. Sean Briley crossing line there. That is Sean Briley. So Briley must have pitted unseen by us, I think, while we were looking at the exciting Lewis Nurse and Kieran Gallagher battle.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
look at him go, the supreme smoothness of Ruben Boutons. That is how to be fast in indoor rental car. That is why he's the 3 times champion, and why he's fastest in this race with a record lap on almost every single time around.
Yeah, it is one of those things where you're going to have one person that's going to take the race by the scruff of the neck, and Ruben again has shown his calibre as a 3-time BRKC champion, going for number 4. And it doesn't seem to be that he's letting up in any way, shape or form now.
Absolutely. He has dominated the British Championships lately. He's dominated the Dutch Championships. He's won the Polish. He's won the Italian. He's won almost every national championship of importance in Europe. However, the one that continually eludes him is the World Championship. He's been on the world scene for nearly 10 years now. Still not yet been able to win it. His best result has been the second. Could this be the year when they're in Madrid in the summer in Spain? Ruben Boutons, he can't do any better than Singh, but somehow that world title just never comes to him.
Yeah, I mean, it was second last year after taking his 3rd title here in January, and as we've got Sean Brearley there in view, still trying to chase Ruben Boutons down. I mean, he's lapping only a 10th off of Ruben's pace, and still doing a pretty good job there. But yeah, it's Ruben's to lose, really.
Absolutely, we could see there on those fantastic close-up shots how Sean Briley, absolute total focusness and concentration. He really, really is good there, and this is why he's as successful as he is. Super smooth. He's just gently guiding that car round, but guiding it round at what, without Ruben Boutons, would be record pace.
He was a lot better from then. So.
Okay, so well, we've got Ruben Boutons in the lead. We've been enjoying his run. Sean Briley doing his level best to match him, but falling away. Further back, we've got Gary Jones back in third. We saw Gary Jones, an early pit stop by Gary Jones. He's got 5 minutes to go. Gary Jones has worked himself back up to third. That's very, very good. With Sean Briley and Ruben Boutons, with the best will in the world, slightly out of his league. So he has done everything he can to take that 3rd place. Oh, hang on a minute. What's going on here? Oliver Baiani is listed in 5th. So we've got Jones, Dima, Baiani in 5th. Ben Churchill is 6th. Karen Kirkpatrick is 7th. Lewis Nurse actually must have been passed by Kirkpatrick. We were looking at that. Whoa, and a collision at the top there. The 14 and the 20. That's further down the order. Well, the 20 is Asim Akram. And the 14, Oliver Baiani. It was Baiani giving it the big fist.
And Baiani's just been shaking his head as he passes Akram on the back straight. So
absolutely, shaking his head, shaking his fist a lot. Oliver Baiani really feeling like he was dealt a bad deal there. So we've got Lewis Nurse in 8th, Kieran Gallagher 9th, Asim Akram is bringing up the rear in 10th. Here's Gary Jones. This is the third place driver we're looking at now. And you can see Gary is very, very similar style to Sean Briley, ever so gentle, but right on the limit. He looks like Ruben Boutons. He looks like Sean Briley. He's just about, 2/10 off their pace.
Yeah, so not a bad showing, really. I think he's 2/10 off the pace from, as I'm seeing, just sort of keeping an eye on some of the battles that are going on and coming onto the back straight. I think that is still the battle between Lewis Nurse and Kieran Gallagher.
Yeah, I don't really think there's much to choose between those two. They're going to be fighting all the way. So there's the 10. Is that the 16? Sorry, the 15, yeah. So we're looking at 8th and 9th places there. They are nose to tail. That is the fight in this race from an actual combat point of view, shall we say. Everybody else, though, is running so darn fast that it's almost a lap time fight.
Well, funnily enough, Ruben's just crossed the finish line, but the lap before that, he was 1/1000th off of the lap time he set earlier on. So incredible kart control. Just shows how well he does in these championships. And like you say, I mean, who's not to say that when everything's all said and done, he goes to Worlds in Spain in July of this year and maybe makes it that step further up the rostrum.
That's absolutely, Alex, that's exactly what it's going to be like. The trouble is, Ruben Boutons, he's always a favourite at any race, including the Worlds. Just sometimes, somehow at the Worlds, it doesn't happen. Now, Ruben Boutons, those watching out in Europe there, they'll probably be thinking about what you just said. Ruben Boutons, a 1,000th of a second away from his previous best. They'll probably be thinking, oh yeah, he's backing off then. Because Ruben Boutons, known for his insane commitment to the perfect lap. So 1,000th of a second away from it was probably him just taking it easy, giving himself a little breather maybe.
Yeah, I mean, what if you said that to Max Verstappen or the Coronel brothers, for instance? You'd probably have a lynch mob on your hands if that happened.
If it was an indoor kart race, I'd put Bouton up against any of that lot, all day long. All day long, I would put Ruben Boutons up against any Grand Prix driver, DTM driver, World Endurance driver. We are seeing probably the best driver in the world at indoor karting right now.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more there, and it's been an absolute masterclass. I think we're actually coming in with just under 2 minutes left.
Sean Briley's just set a new personal best. He's down at 32.6. I mean, this would be an absolute Sean Briley whitewash if Boutons wasn't in this race. Sean Briley, this is just a staggering performance. Lewis Manley, just a very quick word. What do you think of Sean Briley's efforts in this? There he is on screen now.
He's tried his best he can, but if he's against Ruben, no one's ever going to beat him. Whatever kart Ruben's in, he'll just win from start to finish because he's just so unstoppable. And he set the fastest lap of the weekend as well, 32.4, which is quicker than Stefan's on Saturday.
Absolutely. I mean, that is just a mind-blowing lap time. 32.4. He doesn't need to do it. I think this is just purely for the sport now, isn't it? Sean Briley, though, in terms of lap time, is keeping him honest. He might not be with him on the track, but it wouldn't take much of a back-off from Ruben Boutons to see Sean Briley actually setting the fastest lap of the race, which, okay, he's only can hope for second place now, Sean Briley, but he would take heart from pinching fastest lap of Ruben Boutons, I'm sure.
Indeed, yeah, because second was probably the maximum he was going to do, but 5 seconds away from Ruben, which is no mean feat. It's not too bad considering the talent Ruben has here, because he's going to go for his 4th title, because we know he's going to be in the first semi-final. He'll be the only person on 14, the maximum points. So
sorry, Lewis, I just want to cut in on you. Sorry about that. Just to let everyone know that the checkered flag is probably going to be coming out on this lap. There's Ruben Boutons. He's going to be receiving the checkered flag. It's only 34 seconds to go, so this is probably going to be the last lap. Now, there's Ruben Boutons, but further back, Gary Jones. Gary Jones, 32.7. What an amazing lap by Gary Jones. He is getting faster, faster, faster. As I said earlier on, just a fraction or two late. He is in 3rd place. But Gary Jones, and here comes the race leader. He's 3rd in this group. So the 2 back markers, and then it's Ruben Boutons takes the flag in a real masterclass there. Dutchman, 3 times British champion, 3 times Dutch champion. He's won the Belgian, the Polish, all these other titles. 2nd in the world last year. Ruben Boutons, another maximum point score in the heat race, secured his position in the semi-finals. Now, what does it mean if he gets a 4-point score? What it means is, when he gets to the semi-finals, he's going to get the first choice kart. If he's top in the list, he gets the first choice of kart. So whichever kart, I mean, the karts are pretty much identical. That's a given. Formula Fast do such an effort to put those karts identical. He's practicing the start line, or the pit stop. They try to make them as identical as possible. They are identical, near as darn it. However, each driver will have a particular favourite. Ruben Boutons, if he goes in there with the top score in the points going into the semi-final, he gets to pick first. So he gets to pick whichever car he feels he's gelled with most during the weekend, and that is going to be an advantage to Ruben. Lewis, it's a nice place to be, that, isn't it?
Indeed, yes. I just think Ruben's going to take this title away from everyone because he's the only person on maximum, and now since last time he didn't win, that's his 11th consecutive win here, so that's just phenomenal achievement, and he's just huge talent at Formula Fast.
Absolutely. I mean, I was talking with Ruben earlier over lunch, having a little chat down there with him, and we were saying about his winning record here in the British Rental Car Championship. Such has been his dominance, despite the opposition. I mean, we are talking about people who beat Ruben in the World Championships are here, and yet he seems to beat everybody. He just gels with the place. He hasn't actually lost a race here in the British Rental Car Championship Formula Fast since 2015. Absolute incredible record. The fun part of all this, who did he lose it to? His sister.